Okay, then let's see. Let's continue with what, let's say, Triya Charitra, what is Triya Charitra and how we can understand Triya Charitra of a woman, And by a simple story, I'll just explain
Okay.
this.
All right.
And then one day what happened was, there was a man, right? And he wanted to know about Triya Charitra of a woman. He didn't understand what was Triya Charitra, because people, if you understand Triya Charitra, you will become famous. You, like, no woman can cheat you, and all that. So he had heard all that. So he wanted to really know really what is Triya Charitra of a woman, because he really didn't know what it was. So one day he decided to go and look, and find the answer. So he decided to find a woman with whom he could communicate, and then put this question to her, so that she will give him the answer, because he thought women know about their Triya Charitra. So he went looking, riding miles and miles. So like this, as he was riding, like after many miles, he was tired, and then suddenly he noticed a well, and besides the well, there was a woman who was drawing water with a bucket and a rope. And seeing this, because he was really thirsty also, so he went there to drink water. He approached the girl, then he requested the girl. He said, "Can you please give me a drink of water? I'm very thirsty." And then the girl looked at this man, saw this man, and then she didn't react, she didn't do anything. She kept on staring at this man. That made him pretty nervous. He didn't know now how this girl is reacting. She's not moving, right? She's not going according to my request for a drink of water. And this girl was just staring at this man. And then as this girl also realized that this man was getting nervous, then she quickly picked up the bucket, threw it into the well, and started drawing the water. And she drew the water and placed it on the ground, told the man, "Okay, drink." She didn't speak, she just signaled only this man to drink. So he was thirsty, he drank the water. After drinking this water, then he saw this girl, and she was a very beautiful girl also, a beautiful maiden. And so he decided, okay, so I met this girl, maybe I will ask this question to this girl, maybe I get some answer from her. So hoping that, he said, "I have a question for you," but still the girl didn't react. She wasn't speaking, she was just looking at him. And then he said, "I have a question." And when she didn't speak, he just threw the question at her. He said, "Okay, can you tell me what is Triya Charitra of a woman? Can you explain this to me? I want to know. He told this woman. The woman didn't speak a word, but kept on staring at him. And then suddenly, she picked up that bucket of water, poured it all over herself, threw the bucket on the ground, and then started screaming like hell. "Help, help, help me, someone help me," like. And then this man who had asked this question started shivering. His legs were shivering, his body was shivering, like fear had taken over him, and he was thinking now something bad is going to happen to him now.
Right.
Because this girl is reacting in a very funny manner. He was so terrified, and suddenly the villagers heard the shout of this girl, and many villagers came to see what happened, and they asked the girl, "Hey, what happened?" And they saw the girl was full wet. Then the girl told the villagers, "Oh, I shouted for help, because I fell into the well, into this well. And this gentleman, he was passing by. He heard me screaming. He came and saved me from the well."
Right.
And that was a story again with the villagers, and the villagers were pretty confused. You know why? Because the man was dry, completely dry. He was no water, nothing on him. And the girl was completely wet.
Yeah.
And they were wondering, how did this man save this girl without being wet? But anyway, they just couldn't figure out. They just said, okay, they just said thank you to this man. Said, "Oh, you're a brave man. You saved this girl. Thank you so much. She's from our village only," and this and that. And then they left. And this man was totally dazed, confused. He didn't know what was happening right there. Then he said, "What the hell? What is this drama? Why did you do all this drama? What are you trying to tell me, trying to show me?" Then she just replied that time. That was the time only she talked with him. She said, "This is the answer to your question."
Right.
That is the Triya Charitra of a woman. A woman can to anything, anytime. You see? So that is what we call Triyacharitra. Women have this, And there is a reason also for having this. The reason is men, society, community, they have made this character in women. Why? Because women have been dominated for centuries, and they have to bear the pain of this domination everywhere, women, and they had to go through so much trouble because of this, right? And they were suffering. So the women, they have this pain in their heart, because though they have given so much contribution to the community or the society or the nation, though they have done so many things, but still they are not recognized. The recognition is not there, and their rights have been manipulated. But today it's different because women have been given their rights, right? But this is still prevalent. Still going on in many places. Still they have been dominated. So this pain is in their heart, And then another thing about women is because of the centuries of, I think, this, therapy kind of thing on women, they have become very weak, And they feel themselves like they are weak. I'm the weak sector. The man is the stronger sector, And the woman, they feel that themselves, you see. And this is, I used to wonder also why women feel like that, And the reason is this, because they have been dominated like hell, and they are not free, They don't have their freedom. Their rights have been manipulated, and then this thing is inside, they're knotted up, that pain. And when they try to revolt, it just turns out they'll just make it into a big story and finish it off, right? And they will nothing will happen to them after that. This is kind of a revolution. Like she's trying to express a revolution by doing this kind of thing, right? So that they will understand, but still people they fail to understand. And this is the reason why people home, they lose their happiness. Because they don't understand the woman. They try to dominate the woman. They try to put pressure on. Then she will explode. And when she explodes also, then there is unhappiness now. The happiness is gone, So this is the reason, by not understanding the true nature, why women act like that. But once we provide them with everything, their freedom and everything, right? Their rights, they'll never react like that. Women who are like that in the world today also, who have their rights and they are free, and they don't react in this way. They don't show their charitra at all because there's no need for them, right, to show. But the women who are in this form, dominated and being really pressurized, they just, explode in this manner. And people sometimes don't understand why she's doing this. They feel like she's crazy or something, but she's not crazy, you see. It's actually the pain in the heart that she's trying to express. So this is what Gorakhnath understood about women, And they knew if we yogis get influenced by women, then they will never be able to go back, into their sadhana and continue. Because Gorak's yoga is very important for raising the kundalini. And then that is the only way that you can have moksha, right? That means once your kundalini starts rising, then your life also starts changing as it approaches passes through the different chakras, which are healing also.
So should we go back to talking about the body in Tantra, or Matsyendranath and the Kaula cult and the Pancha Makaras?
Yeah, so the left hand and the right hand Tantra is what I just explained to you also. Right? So that's all about it, to understand it's that way. Right? And I don't think so, like there is more necessary to go very deep into what they are, how they do this, and how. I don't think so that's necessary. It's more necessary to understand what is right hand, what they call left hand, so how it works. So it's actually,
but there are 5 specific substances.
Okay, so now you're coming into Panchamakara.
Right.
Now this Panchamakara practice, as I told you before also, it was first initiated by Matsyendranath himself.
Right.
So we can say he's the pioneer of this Kaula culture, And he started this culture there in the form of the worship of the Devi Peeth out there, the yoni which fell down there, the Sati's yoni, right?
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
and in order a form of worship of the Peeth, that's what he developed. And his form was the Panchamakara worship. The offering of the Panchamakas, the 5 things, the
To
meat,
the Peeth.
fish,
Right.
the alcohol, and the money, the mudra, offering all this, and then even offering sex. You see? So that was the practice that Matsyendranath started there in Kamakya itself, and they were rampantly very much involved in it. And Matsyendranath was
I mean,
deeply...
what is that practice supposed to do?
Because Matsyendranath thought like through this practice he will make the Devi happy and then they will have enlightenment through sex, through this practice of Panchamakara. So that is what he believed in, and that's
Like
why...
every consort that was chosen
Yes,
would become enlightened.
yes.
Right.
So he thought this,
Through
right?
the process of all 5.
Oh yeah,
Right.
by practicing this. But
Yeah.
Gorakh saw that this was totally wrong practice.
Mm.
He saw his guru was in the wrong path, totally, It was a hellhole for Gorakhnath. When he saw this practice out there, it was all wrong,
Right.
And the Panchamakara, the 5 things are there, right? And meat, when we talk about meat, then they totally misunderstood the meaning, because they used to make offerings to the Devi.
Like slaughtering animals,
Yes.
sacrificing
So the only way to offer
yeah.
meat was to sacrifice the animals, right? So
And
they
same with the fish.
yeah, same with the fish, and so that's what they encouraged the people also to make these offerings, the people who come there, because Kamakya is a Devi Peeth, and it is being worshipped as the Peeth has been worshipped as a fertility goddess. So that's why many people, thousands of people, throng to this place, go to this place
Yes,
in
they
order
want
to
have children.
to do some puja
Yeah.
like that, and then get blessings so that they will have
They can
children.
have their male son.
Yeah, so that so that they will their lineage will continue, and so they want
Right.
blessing of many children like that, and for that they come there to do this puja and all for this blessing. So many people come there, so they encourage the people to do all this, bring this, sacrifice this blood and do this, they instruct them. So they do that, right? They'll bring fish, bring alcohol, they'll say everything they need, right? And also wealth, money, and put 1,000 here, put 2,000 there, put 5,000 here, So that goes on. Because that was what they thought was the real practice of Panchamakara. Like meat, they thought, okay, so after they offer the blood, then the meat is made into a prasad, and then everyone eats it up, right? The fish also is the same thing, because there is a huge river there, beautiful Brahmaputra, and it holds plenty of fishes there, big and small, right? So plenty of fish is there, so people bring a lot of fish and offer there because they feel that it's good to offer.
But that's not what, was that the practice Matsyendranath was doing?
Yes, that is what Matsyendranath was doing.
And he was teaching that
Yes.
Panchamakara to
Yes,
everyone.
everyone. Bring fish, bring meat, bring alcohol, right? For Bhairab, bring alcohol.
So this other story about Kachari Mudra being blended with
yes, now this,
Panchamakara.
no, it's not, now Gorakhnath comes in the scene now to break all this, big thing that was happening there. These people, then at times, right, like once a week or twice a week, then they used to have a big orgy, like a big festival, right? And then, big festival. And then during the festival, then they would invite all the prostitutes. They were free to come there, enjoy the
Right.
festival. So all the prostitutes used to gather there, and then there used to be big offering of meat, fish, alcohol, and money, gold,
Right,
silver, precious gems, everything, like a big ceremony, And then after this, then there would be the ceremony of eating this. You see, the meat, meat, right? Eating the meat, eating fish, and a lot of alcohol, drinking, everyone
A
drinking.
feast, a bandara.
A
basically,
huge
right?
one, right? And
Huge
then
one.
a lot of singing and dancing. And then everything slowly ends into a huge sexual orgy. And Gorakhnath saw this and he was like really horrified, furious, you know.
Right.
He said, what the hell, what is this stupid thing happening? What are, Guruji, what are you doing?
Right.
You know, what happened to you?
Is this working?
Yeah, what's going on,
Yeah.
you know? It was a different thing, right? That's why then Gorakh tells, he quotes one of his own quotes, you know, Matsyendranath had quoted this to Gorakhnath before, and Gorakhnath now quotes it back to Matsyendranath, you know, and that one is like, the quote is like, I put the title on that only, yeah. He says, Jisne bhara linga mein para, Jisne bhara linga mein para, right? Now, this is the meaning. Jisne meaning anyone, any individual who holds his semen inside his linga. You know, he says, Oh, he Guru Amara. He is my Guru.
Right. So preserving the bindu.
Yes, the Bindu.
Right.
And this is what Matsyendranath himself had given to Gorakhnath.
Right. So
And he
forgot
forgot
about that.
everything. And
Right.
then again
So
Gorakhnath.
he was having children himself.
And then Gorakhnath had to give it back to him to bring his sense back.
Right.
You
Right.
see?
Maharaj,
So this quote is very famous. You know?
Guruji,